So here's my little crime rant of the day. We need to start throwing these people in jail. They're brazen bunch of crooks. Something is broken.
It's no secret Doug Ford has many thoughts on the justice system. He talks a lot about bail reform, but we've also noticed he sometimes weighs in on specific criminal cases that are still before the courts. It got us wondering, is it a problem if politicians chime in, or is it fair game that comes with the territory of being a public figure?
I think, freedom of expression is there to a certain extent.
It's not a great look. It disrespects the presumption of innocence.
The exact answer depends on who you ask, but I've spoken with several lawyers who say weighing in comes with risks, including politicizing the judicial process and contributing to public misinformation. Let's take a look at a few recent examples. In August, a case in Lindsay, Ontario made headlines when local police announced that a resident was facing charges after allegedly assaulting a home invader.
Once I'm on a roll now, did everyone hear about the story in Lindsay?
Unprompted by reporters, Ford decided to weigh in.
You should be able to protect your family. When someone's going in there to harm your family and your kids, you should use all resources you possibly can to protect your family.
Even there, you have the premier challenging a police decision to lay a charge, and then suggesting that the court proceedings or implying they should not occur. None of us are privy to the facts of what happened that night.
This wasn't an accident.
In early September, Ford spoke about a tragic collision that killed an Ontario father. Police say the accused in this case is the same person who was charged after hitting an OPP vehicle the premier was traveling in back in January. In the case of the fatal collision, he's facing several charges, including dangerous driving causing death. The premier called the incident,
It was a murder.
It's inflammatory to the case, it prejudges the case, and it's inaccurate.
Murder is not the same as manslaughter or a driving offense or what have you. So first there's just the basic truth of what they're charged with.
And it's not the first time Ford's comments have appeared to prejudge a case. Back in 2021, he was one of several public officials who voiced unhappiness when Umar Zamir was released on bail. Zamir was facing first-degree murder charges, but ended up being found not guilty.
Look, the position of premier or prime minister, it's a powerful position, and with that comes a lot of responsibility. And the Zamir case is an example where I think it was quite embarrassing for Premier Ford.
But why does this all matter? After all, Zamir got a fair trial where the evidence was examined, and he's now a free man. And that's how it should be. Comments from public officials should have no bearing on the outcome of a criminal case.
One of the cornerstones of our judicial officers is impartiality. So despite public opinion or opinions from those that have a bigger voice, judges ought not to be tainted by that.
But Jennifer Rook and the other lawyers I spoke with say in a jury trial, there is, in theory, the potential for a jury pool to be affected if political comments have received widespread attention. And in fact, there have been cases where comments from politicians have nearly derailed court cases in the past.
Claude Vermette.
In the 80s in Quebec, a new trial was ordered in a high-profile case, and the charges were nearly stayed. Here in Ontario in the 90s, a judge cautioned the Attorney General, advising him not to comment on potential guilt. Those cases may be more extreme examples, but at the end of the day, some lawyers argue politicians should also be cautious in the interest of public trust.
It causes people to have doubts, the general public in the justice system. We have to remember that in Canada, we have an enviable justice system, one of the most fair, respected justice systems in the world. It's a model for other jurisdictions.
I should note, there are often times when the Premier does decline to comment because of cases being before the courts. His approach just isn't consistent. I reached out to his office for comment for this story. They didn't respond. Sarah McMillan, CBC News, Toronto.